Hello, everybody, and welcome into the 124th episode of the Penny Bloom Podcast. 'Tis I, Colton Robertson, and I am joined by none other than the magnificent Tavarus Pennington. What's up, homie?
How we doing? We're back.
Oh, we are back and, frankly, more comfortable than ever.
Yes, we are.
We are outside. Mm-hmm. Sorry if you can tell. But frankly, I don't give a fuck.
But not sorry, actually.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck. I'm chilling out here. This feels nice. And, the ambiance provided by crickets chirping and birds tweeting.
Yeah.
It's nice.
It's nice, and it's just like one of those weird days during the summer where it's like
79 degrees out here or something like
I
that?
looked at it, I was like, the high is 80? Oh, shit.
We going to record outside today. That's what's going to happen. But
see if I could just, find something to fuck around outside and do. Shit.
Hell yeah. We going to talk about Rick and Morty. We missed last week, so we'll be talking the Thanksploitation Spectacular and whatever the Gotron episode was called. Here, I'm going to look up the episode titles just for shits and gigs. But yeah, we missed last week, so we're going to make up for it this week. We'll talk about a couple of Rick and Mortys. Then we'll also talk, obviously, we've most anticipated album for us all year, The House is Burning, Isaiah Rashad.
Yes, indeed.
We will definitely be talking that after those Rick and Morty episodes. And, there was some more music released that maybe we could go back and forth on for a second if you listened. I had a lot of time at work, just driving around and shit. Got to listen. Yeah. But what you been up to since we last spoketh?
What have I been up to? I don't know. Not much really. Just working. I don't think I've done too much. Just kind of been. Have we gotten back? We've gotten back together since I went to North Carolina, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I think so.
Yeah. Once we did. The last episode we recorded, I think you'd been back from North Carolina.
Yeah. Yeah. No, just kind of laying low, getting ready to go back to school. It fucking sucks. I learned I was the absolute last person to submit the housing application.
That's outstanding.
Because my girlfriend's mom was like, "Are you excited to go back?" And I was like, "Nah, not really." And she was, "Oh, well, I may have heard that you were the last person to submit, your housing form, which was due in like May."
Yeah.
But I never turned it in. And my advisor called my coach, my debate coach, to tell my coach to respond to her email, or to tell me to respond to her email. And I was like, oh, God. And it was an email about registering for classes, which I also have yet to do.
Here's the thing, too. Is college, if you want to give them money, they'll take it. Does not matter if you're late.
They'll take it.
Do you want to register for classes? Okay, sure.
I always wondered, could you, you know how people switch school, when you're in, they switch school midway through the semester? Mm-hmm. Could you? In
theory, I don't know though, because
you'd have to have money.
I think you'd have to finish the semester, and you'd have to have money.
Yeah, it would never financially make sense, but theoretically, could you?
I think you could. You just have to have more money than I can physically.
I'm always assuming as long as it's in by before the day before classes.
Yeah, you're chilling.
Nobody else has done shit. There's no homework. There's no There's no fucking. Where did the concept of summer homework ever come into play? Because that's some bullshit right there.
We got a butterfly flying right by out here. This is the best. I can't think of a better recording session. Frankly, nah.
But what is the concept of summer homework?
Because I ain't got a fucking teacher right now.
Me either.
Who the fuck gonna give me homework?
I don't know. I will say the classes I do have to sign up for are basically all professors that have had this past semester. And not that they're bad. They're just I don't know.
Underwhelming?
A little underwhelming.
Yeah.
Very liberal white women. Old white women.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And liberal old white women are great. We need them.
Yeah.
But at the same time, listening to them for a whole semester just gets old.
And nothing but them?
Yeah. Three of them. I have 4 classes. Three. Yeah.
Oh, nice little breeze there.
60 plus liberal white women.
Man, yeah, see, because I was actually just talking to Emily about this the other day. We were watching something on TV, and it was like a bunch of middle-aged white women. Like, they mean well, and middle-aged women in general.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I thought about it for a second, and I was like, I don't want to sound sexist. And then I was like, also middle-aged men. And I was like, I mean that. Like, I really do mean that. I mean, frankly, most people suck.
And that's the fact.
That's just a fact of life. Most people suck. Men, women, anything in between or outside of that.
Yeah. No, it's rough out here, but this is one of the professors that one of them is the one that I argued with about my capstone, like my senior project, and then another one is one who stopped me after class and was like, "So you've missed 12 periods?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yeah," and that was basically my response.
Yeah, I had that conversation my first semester at Mizzou, because boy oh boy was I not happy my first semester at Mizzou. But we had like a sit down meeting with my English professor, who was a cool ass dude. He clearly had other shit going on.
Yeah.
We sat down to talk in a Starbucks right over up by campus, because it's like right next to the building I went to his class at. And we sat there, and he's like, "So you've been missing a lot, man." He was a little bit of a, you could tell he was a hippie back in the day.
Yeah.
"So you've been missing a lot, man." And I was like, "Yeah, it happens."
It happens.
And he was like, "Yeah, man. I mean, you're still doing fine, which is cool. You just missed a lot."
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, "Yeah, I mean, your class is at 8.
Your class is at 8. Like, I'm thankful that class that I did miss a ton. It was because it was at 9, at like 1,000%. This time it's at 11:15.
Hell yeah!
I can handle 11:15. I can be up by 11.
11:15 is manageable.
And I think everything, like all except for like 1 or maybe 2 of my classes are going to be in person. So as long as I have half to majority of my classes in person, I think that'll be significantly.
Yeah, in person. I mean, we could be very quickly not doing that, though.
That is true, but they refuse.
It's like nobody's even trying to acknowledge it.
Yeah, there's just a weird thing.
And it's like, oh, actually, this is worse than it ever fucking was.
Yeah, for some reason, people are like, well, if we're not feeling the symptoms, it's just not as bad, right? And they're just like, well, yes,
in theory,
no.
If everyone was vaccinated,
in theory,
and if we had like actually given, I mean, and like I don't know the science behind it, but like we didn't vaccinate children most of the time,
yeah,
and children are highly susceptible to this variant,
yeah.
So it's like, we probably need to look out for our kids, man.
Yeah, no, and it's like a weird, like, I don't know, it's almost like this pride in humanity's ability to overcome a pandemic that like foregrounds any response that we have to the actual pandemic, because our idea of beating the pandemic is completely like that's fantasy. That's not something that's occurred yet, right? Like, we have not yet beat the pandemic, but there's a pride about having the pandemic.
Things are getting back to normal. Says who?
Yes.
The CDC has officially been like, actually, you need masks.
Yeah.
Keep wearing those. Like, even if you've been vaccinated, go ahead and wear masks.
Right. And I'm seeing a lot more people wear masks, which I think is good. Like,
oh, I'm not.
Really?
No.
I mean,
I went to Target the other day, and Colton, you're talking all this shit about the Delta variant. Yeah, you went to fucking Target? But, man's got to live. And I mean, here's the thing. Me and Emily, the only 2 motherfuckers in that Target with the mask on. And I was like, damn.
That's a little out there. It's close to Green Valley. I feel like, sure, it's still probably below 40%, 30%. Probably maybe around 30% of people wear, like, that I see across everywhere that I go. But I definitely go into places sometimes where
it's like noticeable. Like, damn.
I'm like, I'm the only one.
I can't believe. Like, they were just like, Lollapalooza.
Yo.
That's millions of people all packed into this one
I'm
tiny
realizing,
venue.
and this is something that I've always wanted to do. Look at Philly.
Got the dog rolling around in the grass out here. It's the shit.
I've always wanted to go to a festival. I'm like, it's probably just so dope.
I don't think I ever will. No.
I don't think I ever want to go anymore.
No, and like
because mosh pits.
Oh God!
My least favorite part of the concert is the mosh pit, and that's like I think exclusively what it is. Like that's like the goal of going to a concert.
And here's the thing: is like a festival in theory is awesome. I could do take what we did at the comedy club, spread everyone out like a bunch of tables all across a venue, and just have someone sing in front of us. Mm-hmm. Just like we can all sit at a table and enjoy our evening. Sure, you want to get up and dance? Get up and fucking dance. Do we have to be grinding on each other while we do this?
Yeah.
I need some personal space if I want to get down.
Personal space.
Please get out of my personal space. And with that, maybe we should go on to Rick and Morty.
Maybe we should.
What do you say?
This intro is probably
it's 11 minutes. Long. How about we? I got lost in it. You know, it's nice and relaxing out here. Let's roll the tape though.
Welcome to the Penny Bloom Podcast. Ain't another place that has got more bombast. Romp past your mom, dads, listening to Tomcats, talking everything that make you sad. We don't want that. We're here to make you smile. Put your mind at ease. Peace, love, and bloom, and always praise Keanu Reeves. This what we about. This some weeding now. We'll talk until we can't no more, and then we peacing out. All right, let's go. Penny Bloom Podcast. It's the Penny Bloom Podcast. Penny Bloom Podcast. It's the Penny Bloom Podcast. Penny Bloom Podcast. Penny Bloom Podcast.
How loud it is?
Testing. Oh, like right on cue.
Oh,
how about that?
You know, we love having a viewer, a live viewer.
Yeah, you know, he was like, get on with the fucking show.
Yeah, he's like, I'm getting bored.
Yeah,
we're back. It's cool.
We're back. It's cool, man. Yeah, so we had a cricket letting us know if you didn't hear it. Thankfully, we were just going to run a test to see if it could hear it, like if you could hear it in the background. But then as soon as we started recording, it was like, all right, thank you.
Yeah.
Get back to the fucking show. Back in action. So let's talk some Rick and Morty. This was season 5, episodes 6 and 7. We got Rick and Morty's Thanksploitation Spectacular and Gotron Jerrysis Rickvangelion. And those are a couple of right on the nose titles. Those are ones that I can fully understand straight off the bat. How about that? Let's talk about this Thanksploitation Spectacular first. We get a nice storyline with the president. I love when the president's involved in these Rick and Morty episodes. The president
always adds a level of importance to these episodes,
and a sexual tension between him and Rick.
A sexual tension. That's
Why don't you guys just fuck and get it over already? I like Summer being a little blunt about it. But yeah, they pretty wild premise for Rick. Yeah. He's like, this is not the first time he's done this. He does it every year. He turns himself into a turkey and gets a presidential turkey pardon.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with the presidential turkey pardon?
I had not been. I am now.
Yeah, this is a thing.
Wait, no, like in real life?
Yeah.
Oh shit, I'm not familiar with the presidential turkey pardon.
Presidential turkey pardon. President John F. Kennedy pardoned a turkey on November 19th, 1963, stating, "Let's keep him going. The official pardoning of White House turkeys is an interesting White House tradition that has captured the imagination of the public in recent years."
Let's keep him going?
No idea. I don't know the context. I just read a part of an article.
What the fuck does that mean?
I don't know. JFK was probably just high.
It was like,
let's
you know
keep
what?
It going, man.
The turkeys, man. We need the turkeys. Like, Thanksgiving is not about, these races. It's not about finding America. The natives did that.
Bro.
The Indians did that. It's about the turkey. It's about the turkeys.
Well, and
save the turkeys.
Rick and Morty poses that the turkeys are the foundation of it all. Apparently, these giant turkeys were originally the rulers.
Did you say they propose?
They pose this idea for the founding of America, as it were, in which its former rulers were giant turkey monsters. And 2 ships came crashing down in the 15th century, around 1400s. And,
Very likely.
And I was a little like, oh, interesting.
There's a cinematic quality, I feel like, to these episodes, like that there, or like there's a not I guess not quality is not necessarily precise, but like a cinematic ambition about these episodes where they're trying to create like this mythos around the universe.
It's epic. Like everything is epic.
And everything is epic, but it is kind of epic.
Oh, I'm not gonna. These are two of my favorite Rick and Morty episodes ever.
Honestly,
just because of like, I mean, there are some shots in these two episodes that I'm just like. There was one shot of the president fighting the turkey president.
Yeah.
In the cornfield that's set ablaze. And like they are like, it's like a Western shot where the fire's in the background. You see the president on one side, the turkey president on the other side. But they don't show it for long. It's just a flash. And I thought about like how someone was like, this shit is dope, as they like drew it basically. And then they were like, that's a half-second cut.
That's a half-second.
You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, bro.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. They just kind of like, I don't know. They're starting to understand what it is that makes their show cool, I feel like, and that's why. And it's weird how, because like I don't really know what the details of their process are necessarily, but it seems like they're like, let's just think of the wildest shit that we could draw or animate, and like what it would look like. Like, we don't think about why it exists, like why it needs to be something that is happening.
Yeah, it's just like they just kind of come up with one idea.
Yeah.
And they're like, all right, now let's build an entire episode around this one idea we had.
And it's always funny.
It's always funny.
It's always funny. Like, and I don't know what it is. It's something about it, like. Yeah,
and I love, and like you said, this season more than ever is like building a mythos around like the universe, really, with like the centuries-long war with the Chuts, and the ancient history of why we have our Thanksgiving folklore, and like the giant baby in outer space that everyone's just kind of aware of.
And that for some reason Morty, it doesn't like. I don't know. I feel like feels like he's not culpable.
Well, and here's the thing: is that I think they were like in that second episode where Summer does like show that she's grown a love for her giant space son.
Yeah.
I think at that point they were like, all right, now we cannot include Morty being a loving father. Because then it feels really weird. You know, like that just can't be a part of the storyline, so we're just going to have Morty basically ignore the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of the way with like in Loki. There's this romance between Loki and Sylvie.
Yeah.
Sylvie is another version of Loki from a different reality. I saw a tweet that was like, okay, Thor's brother kissed Thor's sister. And I was like, oh, that's weird.
That is weird.
That's weird.
But Loki isn't Thor's blood brother.
No, yeah. So it's like it's all very complicated. And frankly, by the end of it, I was okay with it. But that was a little bit of the vibes.
Yeah.
You know, it's like if they'd had Morty being a loving father, it'd have been like, oh,
yeah,
that's strange.
that would be a little strange.
Like a strange family dynamic we've got going on there. However,
everybody does just seem to know that it's an incest baby. Like the anime girl was like, "You just have incest babies laying around, like, or giant incest babies laying around."
Welcome to the Smith family. Nah, these two episodes were just kind of epic. For me, the second episode, more so than the
was particularly
Thanksploitation Spectacular.
Remarkable. The way that it builds.
And the meshing of genres. You got the anime sci-fi mixed with the mobster movie. I was just like, this is literally my favorite episode of Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
I don't think it gets better.
Kind of awesome.
They have the epicness of this giant Gotron machine thing. Very Power Rangers vibes. I know what they were actually referencing, but
what were they actually?
Well, the Evangelion. I don't even know. It's that anime.
Oh, really?
Yes. Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I've heard of Evangelion.
Yeah. And I might be butchering that last word.
No, I think that's how you say it.
I have not watched it, but I've heard
sound like
plenty
one
about
that
it.
I'm
It's a
gonna
pretty iconic little project there. However, I'm familiar with Power Rangers and the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. And so that's the vibes I was getting off of this episode mostly. And Rick gets a little not power hungry. He's just having fun.
Yeah, he gets a little I don't know, just kind of tone deaf.
Yeah, he's like he lets his power get to his head a lot. And obviously being the head of the 5 families here.
Head of the 5 families.
Which was...
He's literally the head.
He was literally the head of the 5 families. He was inside the head of the Gotron, no matter what. I just thought it was a perfect little showcasing of the family dynamic.
Yeah.
Like Summer being his right-hand man and how Summer kind of is not following in Beth's footsteps necessarily.
Yeah.
But is very similar to Beth in that she'll do anything to please Rick. If she can get Rick on her side and like showing her affection, not even affection, but admiration a little bit.
Yeah.
She's satisfied with herself.
And on the other hand, like Morty is like the first to get the fuck out of there when he sees what was going on.
And that's what's interesting about Morty in these later seasons, and like especially this season, is he's quicker to go fuck off, Rick.
Yeah, like
I'm done with this shit.
Yeah. But then he's the first to try to like go back and save Rick.
And that's how they kicked off the season. Him saving Rick, maybe albeit begrudgingly. He just kind of does it because he has to. It's his family. You get the family you get. You don't choose. As Summer says in this episode. I loved that opening whenever her, Rick, and Morty go to Beth and Jerry and are like, "Hey, suit up. We got some shit to do." And they're like, "No."
Which is a completely reasonable response.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, after shooting a giant incest baby into space, who can blame them for not wanting to be a part of this this fun family bonding they've begun doing?
Yeah.
However, Summer gives them the good old pitch where she's like, man, we sent a giant space baby into outer space and you guys failed to abort me and all this other shit. Yeah, I get it. We get it. Just spend some time with your fucking family.
Yeah, right.
I loved these episodes though.
Yeah, no, I think that they were really I don't know, they were really written very well. Just like the amount of content that it feels like they're able to pack into 20 minutes is ridiculous.
That's, and again, that might be another reason I love that second episode is that it felt like a fucking movie almost. It felt so long.
It just goes and it just keeps turning. Like you're just like, holy shit, like this thing is just going to continue developing. Like you don't dwell on any single plot point. Like it's just kind of like boom, 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 which is massively entertaining.
How about the through line of the season connecting episode 4 to episode 7, like being like referring to the incest baby because it's very memorable and it's something they should be very ashamed of. So that's like we know that's still in the back of their minds, like they know it's and then they were just like, actually, we're going to bring it all the way back.
Yeah,
like this is going to be a part of saving the day in terms of how the family gets back together here.
I thought that was kind of part of why they were starting to kind of go back to that thing that people really like about Rick and Morty too, because it's always been like that sort of like continuity of the storyline, that people really like about Rick and Morty, and so like by doing that, I was like they were just kind of going back into that. Like we understand that that's something that people want to see. So.
And if there's any one thing right now that I need more of from season 5, it's Mr. Nimbus. I need more Mr. Nimbus, and then I need oh shit, what's her name? The Time God. Morty's girl, Jessica. I need Jessica. I need follow through on Jessica being a time god.
Shit, they haven't shown Jessica, have they?
Not since.
Yeah, we do kind of need that, don't we?
Yeah, those have been the 2 highlights of the season for me: are Mr. Nimbus, Jessica becoming a time god, And well, I mean, giant incest baby. How can you?
Yeah,
How
I
can
wonder
you
how
forget
soon
giant
they're
incest
gonna put
baby?
Season 5 on like
HBO Max.
Yeah, streaming services and stuff.
I don't know. I mean, because season 4 came out like what, halfway between season 4 and 5.
I don't even know.
I feel like it was around that timeline, but regardless, I really want to be able to binge this. This shit is fun as hell. We've only got 3 episodes left this season, ending on August 22nd.
Oh shit! Okay. So it's just nice summer run.
Rickternal Friendshine of the Spotless Mort.
Okay.
Forgetting Sarek Mortschul. And Rick Mariah Jack.
Wait, Rick Mariah Jack is the last one, right?
Yeah, that's the finale. So we got a fun little season.
We do
ahead of us, and we've had tons of just fun, memorable episodes so far. I mean, and I don't know why, but more so than ever. I mean, season 4 they got into this a little bit. They feel separate, like they feel like their own events each week. It doesn't feel as much of that continuity, but then they bring something through like. The giant incest baby. That's like, okay, so all these things have been happening consecutively.
Right. Like it's like, yeah, we are still following the same family in every situation. It's just,
Well, I think they knew what they were doing with that one episode where they showed all the duplicates. The second one, I think that was Mortyplicity or whatever.
Okay.
Like they were like, we might have just confused the shit out of people into thinking they might not be watching the same family over and over and over and over. And like,
it got confusing. Like, admittedly, it did.
Oh yeah, like I mean, because they build the same house in different places, and who knows? We could not be watching the family because all of them were like Rick.
Right. Yeah. And they just kind of like sit out there and they would just send out different versions of them and not really specify. So like then you get moments where you're like, well, I'm not your dad. I'm Jerry from I'm a version of your dad.
Dad, go do something. Well, I'm not your dad. I'm a version of your dad. And it's my first day here.
Sometimes I forget that Jerry is fully their fucking dad. Like
he does feel like the oddball out in the family. Yeah, like, and I know that was always the point, but like more than ever does he feel like that oddball out.
Yeah, he's kind of destined to be the oddball out. They've got to do it would be kind of funny to see an episode, now that I'm thinking about it, where Jerry maybe isn't the oddball out.
Yeah.
That would be kind of interesting to see what Jerry is like if he acts like Rick or something.
And see, that's the thing, is that you got the infinite realities. There's got to be a Jerry out there who's a fucking genius.
And they've got to do like what's the name of that? Was that Lindsay Lohan?
Oh, Freaky Friday situation?
Freaky Friday. They got to do a Freaky Friday.
I don't know why they haven't done it. Maybe
doesn't
because
that seem right up their alley?
Maybe because it's like low-hanging fruit, maybe they're just like, that's like, duh. Like, of course... Like
what do they? I guess they don't really do low hanging fruit super often. Like, but they'll acknowledge that it's low hanging fruit. But
if they do low hanging fruit, they go, all right, I don't know. This is okay, fine.
Yeah, right. Like, you can definitely see Rick making a joke about the fact that they're doing a Freaky Friday.
Yeah.
But that would still be funny. Like, I don't know.
We're too big to fail.
We're too big.
Just push buttons. We're too big to fail. And they really are. Like, I'm just every week they put out a Rick and Morty episode. Mm-hmm. I will watch an episode of Rick and Morty. That's just how it works from here into eternity. It's just kind of how it's going to happen.
Yeah. No, Rick and Morty is kind of the shit right now.
Yeah. It's just perfectly funny.
Perfectly funny. Yeah.
And satisfying to look at.
Hopefully it doesn't become, one of those shows that down the road we're like, if we could just go back to season up until 5, 6, 7 season.
They'd have to really fuck up for that to be the case,
they'd have to really fuck up, yeah. I don't think they plan on doing anything like that. I don't know what they could do, though. Like, the premise is so wide. Like, there's so many different... as can tell by the writing recently. Like, it's like things happen and I'm just like, who the fuck even
and here's the thing, is that clearly they've expanded their writing team.
Yeah.
Because they have the budget to expand their writing team. So you've got all the more weird creative minds working on Rick and Morty, and people know what Rick and Morty is at this point. The people who they hire to write on Rick and Morty know what Rick and Morty is. Yeah. They'll keep coming up with ideas that are fucking good.
That are fucking good.
Because I'm seriously doubtful that they hire people for Rick and Morty that aren't funny as fuck to them.
Yeah.
And if they're funny as fuck to Dan Harmon and Justin Roiland, they're probably pretty fucking funny.
They're probably pretty funny. That's a fact.
That's why I've got faith in this this little animated series to run for a long time at a very high level.
At a very high level, yeah.
But yeah, shit, man, I ain't got much else to say about these last 2 episodes.
Rick and Morty.
Rick and Morty. Rick and Morty.
Rick and Morty.
All right, you want to talk about Isaiah Rashad's "The House Is Burning"?
Yeah.
Want to just go right into it?
Sure.
You want to pause?
No.
Nah, fuck it. Fuck it.
All right.
Isaiah Rashad's "The House Is Burning."
Mm-hmm.
It was fucking good.
It was pretty solid. I'm not gonna lie. It kind of
it hit the spot.
It hit. I feel like it does show that he's sort of evolving as an artist, which is to be expected. But
it's an interesting evolution.
It is.
I don't know what I was expecting going into it, but I can honestly admit that I didn't get the vibes that writer laid out for me. The bourbon soaked baptismal type stuff. I don't know. I didn't quite get that.
I didn't necessarily until I listened to it.
Bourbon soaked.
I wanted to go for it, but I wasn't sure if it was gonna land. But because it's hard to explain sort of what the vibe of the album is, but the vibe is undoubtedly sort of it's a dreary take on many popular cultural emblems right now, the sounds, and he uses a lot of sort of different patterns and different
came out buzzing, came out buzzing.
Right, he uses a lot of different things that sound sort of mainstream or sound like a little poppy, but there's a twist on them that makes them, that adds this sort of edge to them, and I feel like that is the thing that Isaiah Rashad does the best, because he even did that. That's kind of something that he did with his last album too. Yeah. But with this one, it's I don't know. It's it's prophetic, in a way.
Okay. I mean, I liked the album. Mm-hmm. Don't get me wrong. Maybe I had super unreasonably high expectations for this album.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't until track 5 that I was okay, now we're getting into something that I'm really and then after track 5 I was all in. I liked all the rest of the songs.
The Smino track?
Yeah, after Claymore.
Okay.
But up to that point I was okay, this is not at all what I was expecting.
Yeah.
And that's not a bad thing.
On my first listen, that's kind of what I was
That's not a bad
too.
thing, obviously. I just had to adjust what I was preparing for at that point. And once I got adjusted, I was all cool.
Yeah.
I like, and after that, I go through for a second listen. I fucks with Dark Side. I fucks with From the Garden.
With Dark Side. I definitely fuck. The first time I heard From the Garden,
I knew you were gonna fuck with that. I was like, he's gonna blast.
I was like,
that
why
shit.
is Isaiah Rashad and Uzi going so hard? What? Isaiah Rashad and Lil Uzi Vert? What? But also, Lay With Ya is becoming one of my favorite songs on this album.
Lay With Ya is good too. I guess I wasn't counting it because it was that single. It was a single,
right? And I didn't listen to it. I listened to it the first time. What's weird about it is I listened to it out of context with the album. I listened to it as a single, and I'm kind of Isaiah's verse is all right. This other dude goes in. I fucked with the feature heavy, and then I think I even mentioned that when we talked about Headshots.
Yeah.
But I come back to it in the context of the album, and I'm it just fits in so perfectly. This whole thing is really fucking good. This is a good ass song.
And here's the thing: is that I said after track 5, that's still 11 fucking songs straight that I was okay, yeah. And then I listened to it through, and I was like, okay, yeah. This is good.
Yeah, every time I listen, I'm at that point where every time I listen to it, I'll pick up my phone for a different song and be like, oh shit, this one's fire. All herb fire.
All herb, bro. The
All
first
herb.
time through, I was like, okay, this is my shit right here. That's my favorite song so far. And then you get to J-Rock's verse on True Story.
Oh my god.
Ooh, buddy.
Oh my
that shit was different. You got the score with SZA and Black.
Right.
And then HB2U. That's my favorite song on the album.
For real?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
Shit.
my favorite song.
Yeah. No, I fuck with HBTU too. I've been noticing too. Chad 9-3 freestyle. What you said, those all go kind of hard too.
Oh yeah.
Like I don't know who I'm Doechii or Cal Banks is, but they kind of killed. They
They kind of fucked on that shit a little.
I was like, I don't like. I'm just. It's weird because I can't really put this album next to anything else. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'd put it next to a Smino album or something like that.
Yeah, it seems like
Smino fit in really well. It sounded almost like a Smino song.
Oh yeah, Claymore was like that beat. Is this the song where he comes in and he goes every day, every day, every day? Yeah,
Yep.
like that shit. I was like, this was meant to be a Smino song.
Meant to be a Smino song.
Yeah,
that's what Smino does. Like,
and see, like I couldn't even tell you if it was this song that he did that because I was like, that was so perfectly Smino. It could have been a Smino song.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and I love Smino. That's my guy. I would love if Isaiah Rashad finds this vein next to like the Smino Saba,
oh shit,
that crew right there.
Yeah.
Ooh. That could be lethal, and it's something I never considered.
Man.
But like Smino Saba, No Name. I feel like Isaiah Rashad, based off this album,
they really
fits
started
right
doing that
there.
group shit, the Smino Saba and No Name.
What was that called?
Haagen-Dazs. They did a song.
They did Haagen-Dazs.
But I can't remember the name of the group.
It was nice though. Here, I'm gonna look it up. That bitch bad. Haagen-Dazs ice cream.
Ghetto Sage.
Ghetto Sage. Oh,
Ghetto Sage. Yeah.
It's hard.
Yo.
Ghetto Sage and Black Hippie might be the best rap group names there are.
Bro.
And they don't even make music.
They don't even make music, bro. They put out one song, bro. Literally one song and moved on. They're like, all right, deuces.
Oh, and they teased that shit like they was really gonna drop an album. Like that was their plan.
They
like,
really did. They've got to be.
They got to have stuff in the vault. Like, you know they have stuff in the vault.
They have to. But tell me.
No Name's been teasing that album for months.
If they went in on that and then signed on to Isaiah Rashad, do you know? Like, I just feel like they could like do something that really hasn't been done before
ever.
Which is 3 artists of the, and they're not even like crazy popular. Like they're known, like they're very well known and well respected, but they're not like
they're not famous.
They're not charting. Like
what's crazy at this
charting.
point is that like No Name might be the most famous of them now.
Yeah.
Because
she don't make music.
No, it's because of the absurd and unnecessary amount of hate she gets.
Yeah, it is.
Like
it is.
I'll never understand.
I'll never understand it either.
I love No Name.
Yeah.
Like I don't know how you couldn't at this point. It's like, whoa.
Yeah.
I no.
I don't know. It's crazy. I just wish like artists. I mean, it's probably just not either profitable or realistic or just like possible a lot of times. But like, if someone were to just go out on a limb and be like, we know our fan bases could link up and we could have something bigger than all of us.
It could be lethal.
It could be lethal. It could be lethal.
I mean, that could be so good. That could be so good, and I won't let go of it ever. But The House is Burning front to back. My favorite of 2021 so far.
Oh yeah, me too.
Even more than Call Me If You Get Lost. Definitely more than the Off Season.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely more than Bobby Tarantino 3.
Wait, Bobby Tarantino 3 came out?
Yeah. Same day as Zay. So that means Logic.
Know that.
That means Logic spent less than a year retired without releasing an album. He released his quote unquote last album less than a year before his next album.
What?
Nah, and he talks his shit about it on the album. He's like, I know what I said. I know. Here I am, making an album.
Oh my!
And I'm not gonna hold you, bro.
goodness.
It ain't bad.
It ain't bad.
Nah,
All right.
nah, it's not.
Ah, shit. He got a song called "Vaccine."
Yeah, that's the low point. But from there, it's like,
not See You Space Cowboy. Like, you're just gonna rip off Cowboy Bebop straight. Like, come on now. But that could be a vibey song. See You Space Cowboy good.
I expected more out of it. It wasn't that bad. And that was actually another album I wanted to talk about. Do you have any last thoughts about Isaiah Rashad's My House is Burning here?
Just, building on probably, like, I don't know, Isaiah Rashad is going to be up there. Like, he already is. It's off the strength of 2 albums and, like, little
I got one more
to
question
no hype.
for you.
Yeah.
I know the Sun's tirade's 2016, so there's a grain of nostalgia that comes with it. As of right now, where it stands, how do you compare the two, kind of?
I feel like the Sun's tirade was more apt, I guess. At the time that it came out, it was something that was on the fringe of being this wave of massively popular music. And I feel like that sort of adds to its nostalgia at the time, because think about 2016. That's only a year after Kendrick makes To Pimp a Butterfly. Everyone starts hopping on the like jazzy rap tracks, and then Isaiah Rashad comes back the summer after and is like, basically like, nah, like, all y'all can sit down, like, Top Dog's got it on lock, like, we're the OGs of this shit. That was dope. But with this one, I feel like it's not necessarily him trying to make a statement as much as it is him trying to make music, if that makes sense.
Yeah. He's just doing him.
Yeah, which is not to say that's bad. Like, everybody, he's a musician. He's got to make music.
Yeah, of course. I don't know, man. I'm gonna keep listening to this. And see, here's the thing: is that, like, it's been. I'll go through bouts of, like, new music where I go, am I just incapable of liking new music now?
Yeah.
And then I'll hear an album. And I'll go, oh, no, I'm not.
Yeah, right.
And it's like, oh, I'm just bored with a lot of shit.
Yeah, you just listen to so much music after a while that you're just like,
I really need something special to excite me now.
I need something new, like, or like, I need exactly what it is that I want to listen to right now. Like, and I, like, know where to find it.
I know exactly what I'm looking for whenever I get in any mood for music. So it's like, and you know what? That's new music is just music waiting to fall into one of those categories.
That's it. That's damn near it. Yeah.
Yeah. And this more than any album this year besides Call Me If You Get Lost, I'd say those two will definitely be the most casual listens. For 2021 for me.
But watch this not get any like, love at the award shows. I can see that happening.
Oh, I can see that happening for sure too. And I know I think it's a great album.
Yeah.
However, I better albums have been snubbed for shit like that.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't expect much love at an award show. However, I think it's due and proper amongst fans,
Yeah, right.
Which is ultimately, I don't know if it's more important, but it's important.
So Bobby Tarantino 3.
Bobby Tarantino 3 dropped less than a year after No Pressure, his last album. He also mentions at some point on this album that his next album will be his last album.
No, he doesn't.
Under Def Jam.
Okay, all right. Yeah, okay. That sounds more like it.
Logic. Sounds more like it at this point, buddy. Like, let's just not tease the retirement thing ever again, because you're not going to stop. You're
not going to stop. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, this is not the first time he had done that either.
Like, there was speculation that Everybody was his last album.
Well, he said he was going to make one more, I think, after.
Ultra 85 or whatever. 85. And that never came out.
He still talks about that from time to time.
Oh, yeah, that's still an album that he says will come out.
Why do they do that? Like, why do they say things that they know or not?
Why do you say things that you know?
Not even that I would be, like, super psyched or excited if Ultra 85, if Ultra 85 came out, it would probably be the same as Bobby Tarantino 3. And someone
hear about it 2 days after the fact.
To that Ultra 85, like, wait, what? That shit came out?
The only reason I still get updated on Logic shit is because I bought merch 4 years ago.
Oh, shit.
And I get emails from Logic.
Yeah.
And it was like Bobby Tarantino 3 out now. And I was like, what? Are you kidding me?
Are you kidding me?
I didn't know that's what he was teasing with the fucking intro track.
That's not on the album, is it?
Intro 2.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's all very painful.
I was like, does that say I'm troll? Intro
2 and then
Intro 2.
Yeah.
Is it like a second part to the first intro?
No, I actually like this a lot more.
Okay.
That's because it's only a minute long.
Why is
and
it?
he doesn't really say anything. He just goes, hey.
All right,
hey, check it. Listen, I'm just trying to
what's your review?
I mean, it's solid. I think it's worth a listen. Because there are songs on it that I'm sure I'll probably revisit casually, which and it's hard for me to revisit Logic casually at this point because I can't help but think about how corny he sounds at this point.
Yeah.
And I hate to say that because I loved the way that Logic sounded once upon a time. However, and this is funny because he kind of didn't create that sound, he evolved the Eminem sound a little bit with the quick choppy syllability, and then like every white rapper alive adopted it. Yeah. So that's the part where I come in and go, fuck, this is hard to listen to.
Yeah, right.
And it's the same with that other I can't remember his name. There's this white rapper that dropped an album last year that was like, it was a big fucking deal. People liked it.
Young Gravy?
No, not Young Gravy. I'd like Young Gravy's sound more than Logic's. What's his name? I don't know what his name is. There you go. But
you speak the facts.
Yeah, so that it's just it's kind there are a few that like the production shines through and it's like this is just good enough to make it in casually for me. Maybe I sound pretentious there, but
I mean, I think that Logic is at a point in his career where he has to sort of decide whether or not he's going to, I don't know, continue trying to experiment with different things, or if he's going to,
what happened?
Stick to.
Why can't we just continue? I want him to do the storytelling thing he was doing with the Incredible True Story and stuff like that. The reason those albums are fun. And it's crazy because I love the music on those and stuff, the vibe he's going for. But the skits and the interludes, dope as fuck. I love that idea, and I'd like for him to continue doing that sort of thing. That's a fun little concept,
right?
He raps something on this album about how he's rapping to stay relevant at this point, and that he understands that to stay relevant, he'll have to rap over 808s and hi-hats and stuff like that. And instead of doing I'm assuming the supermarket type shit that he was trying, and he said, fuck it, I can do that. But I'd prefer not. Is the way it sounded, So I'm just confused, man. Are you doing whatever are you doing whatever the fuck you want, or are you doing things to appease people?
I don't know.
You can't have it both ways. You can't talk shit about doing one and then literally say that you're rapping to stay relevant.
I don't know. I just because this is his confessional, he's real all the time, rap back,
Yep.
But it's also at the same time are you real? Are you being real? What is your goal,
and
Logic?
I'm not gonna lie. Maybe my least favorite Logic song of all time is on this.
Really? He's still making something capable of being your least favorite.
It's called Flawless. and it's one of the songs with like a star next to it, which means it's popular. But boy, oh boy, do I fucking hate listening to it. It's about sex.
What?
Baby girl, you're flawless. She says she can take all this rawness. No title, don't know what to call this. I'm honest. I can't promise we gonna go beyond this, but yeah, you gonna get it regardless. It's just that, like, it's so funny listening to Logic talk about fucking, because it's like, you ain't fucking. I seen you, Logic.
This is really bad. Like,
it's just, I mean,
yeah, that's really fucking bad.
Jump on it, make it pop, back like you owe me. Don't stop that, just show me. I'm finna take off your chonies, break it down, roll it up, baby girl, we gon' get stony. Never wanna be phony. We pull it up and then sip it slow. Change lanes when I whip it though. Step to the mic and I rip it though. They can't front cause they all know. Yeah. Let's make a movie. Haters talk, but that go through me. I'ma throw you on the bed, then you throw me head. You heard what I said. Damn right. Yeah, you know the deal. I'ma play the field, and you ain't got no damn right. Can't fuck around with no stress. I give her the pipe, no less. I'ma put the pussy to the test. Say she feel it all in her chest, cause she flawless. Back into the chorus. That was the last line. That was the one he felt like, I'ma end the verse on that.
Yeah. Yo.
He said, I give her the pipe, no less. I'ma put the pussy to the test. Say she can feel it all in her chest. Back to the chorus.
Oh my goodness. Yo, why does it sound like this is like if he were to like have like sexual assault allegations or something like that, and then they found his diary? It's like a confession. Like, oh, and it's like people like would look at this and be like, well, we know Bobby Hall. It's probably.
Oh, I haven't even gotten to the best part. This is the by best I mean worst. Think the haters talking shit again. Fuck them though, cause I'm too on like a light switch. Yeah, I turn her on like a light switch. Might fuck around and then take your bitch. Make her come and then she might twitch. She all on it, too fine. Nobody else, yeah, she too mine. I can't call it. She into me, but it ain't a wallet. But it's so hard when you're so ballin', cause it seemed like every hoe flaunt it. That's why I can't fuck with no hoes. I said that's why I think everyone knows. I only want a good girl who can give a fuck less about all this. That's why I wrote a song for you, cause you're fucking flawless. Bro.
What?
Who are you making a song about?
Yeah, I'm confused. Logic, you're confusing me.
Is this a love song for somebody, or is he bragging about taking people's women and making them orgasm?
This is. Just think about it. This song is made by someone who calls themselves Logic. What is the meaning of it? I don't understand.
Buddy. No, and then Flawless was followed by Stupid Skit.
Uh-huh.
And boy, oh boy, is that a stupid fucking skit.
What is he doing in there?
He's voicing characters and kind of going back and forth, and it's like really painful. Like, It's like, it made me cringe really hard.
What the fuck? Yeah, I'm reading it right now.
Hey, yes? Do you usually walk down dark alleyways at nighttime? Well, I'm on my way home. Ha ha ha, bitch, I'm gonna rob you, and then I'm gonna take all your money, and then I'm gonna shoot you. No, please, no, please, no. Too late. Pew, 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 pew. That was my silencer. I've been shot. No, I'm dying. Not fast enough, bitch. Give me your purse. No, please, no. End of skit. Excuse me, sir. Fuck off.
Yeah, like, what the fuck? I am so confused. Like, what does he think? Who is this? Like, he's not Wu-Tang. Like, what the fuck? Like, stupid skit.
Well,
I mean, I get it. The Bobby Tarantino series is supposed to just be like mixtapes, like just like
it's supposed to be fun.
It's supposed to be fun, you know, whatever.
It. But like, you don't get to talk about shooting people in alleyways when you're Logic.
Your
Logic.
fucking Logic. Logic. Of all people.
You got a clothing line named Bobby Boy.
He does?
I don't know, something like that.
What the fuck? He has a clothing line? Whatever happened in the movie? When's the movie coming out?
Weren't they going to make a TV show adaptation of Supermarket?
They were?
I don't know.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, Bobby Boy. Bobby Boy Records, official store.
What is it, like baby clothes?
He does have, I think he does also have, Bobby Boy Records is a music label founded by Logic.
Oh, his music label.
And then they sell merch.
I can't imagine who he would sign to his music label.
Probably that rapper I was thinking of earlier that I couldn't think of. Something like that.
Yeah, probably. Was it what?
He's mad popular too. People like him. Like it's like
are you talking about the Christian guy?
No, I don't.
You know who I'm thinking of?
I don't know.
NF.
Maybe. Yeah, I was.
You were talking about NF?
Yes, I was.
Isn't he a Christian rapper?
I have no idea.
I think NF is I think he's like either Christian or clean, like one of the two.
No shit.
Something about NF is like very square though. I can't remember
point.
what it was. I think NF is the person, or maybe
is NF a person?
NF is a person. See?
Yeah.
Clouds the mixtape. Wait. He's got to have a bio. He's big.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a bio.
There was another album that dropped that I was actually a little more satisfied with.
What?
Happier Than Ever by Billie Eilish.
She dropped the album?
She dropped an album.
Why do I feel like that's like passive aggressive? Better Than Ever?
Happier Than Ever.
Happier Than Ever. Yeah, I guess I've just been out of the loop, huh?
No,
I saw the album cover. I just never realized this was an album.
Yeah, and here I'm not gonna lie to you. I like Billie Eilish. I loved When We All Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go? We kind of raved about it in the first year of our podcast whenever we started talking about this shit. And I was very excited for this album because I loved that. I don't know what it is. This felt a little more manufactured than When We All Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go? That one sounded like her and Phineas were having fun making music. Yeah. Just saying what they wanted to say.
Yeah.
And she's still doing that. She's still saying what she wants to say. Phineas has progressed a lot in his production, and she's still singing her fucking ass off.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. Just didn't quite, it didn't feel like it elevated. You know, and from an artist of the caliber of Billie Eilish in terms of popularity, and I expected a little bit of a leap in terms of quality.
I think it's fair to think that she might, I've always kind of expected, especially of people who get really famous really young, they'll plateau at a certain point because they've been they haven't had the time to experience, the true variability of emotions that they're trying to describe.
And maybe so, but even just sound wise, it's like
well, yeah, she's got a fan base. She's got a solidified fan base.
I guess that's
she's
fair.
Got record contract. She's got an expected sound. She's got record execs to please with her music.
I guess. See, because there was one song on the album, and it was Happier Than Ever. And I think that's the last song where she elevates into this crescendo that's like, holy fuck, that was magnificent.
Yeah.
That's what I thought you were going to do.
Yeah. But she doesn't really.
No. I listened to the whole album a little bit. I mean, not displeased. It's good. It's just not something I was going to go back to a lot. That last song, that's one I will go back to a lot. And it elevates to that, and it's like, okay, so you can still make music that makes me go, holy fuck, that's amazing.
Right.
And I know that's difficult. You can't just produce that willy-nilly. But I think back to and I know some people were bored by it, but I think back to Sour, Olivia Rodrigo's album, for a pop reference from recently. I can't remember how many tracks that was. Here, let me look into it real quick. Sour. Okay, 11 songs. I listened to all of those but one.
Okay.
Like,
what'd you think of Olivia Rodrigo?
I fucking loved that album.
Okay.
Like, I think that's a really great album.
Uh-huh.
Every song practically made me feel the way that last song on Billie Eilish's album felt.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's like, I don't know. It's just I expected a bigger leap, and
Yeah.
I know other artists are capable of it.
Yeah.
I know you're capable of it. You're a very talented artist, Billie Eilish. And like I said, I again don't want to say that this album was bad because it is not. It is a good album.
Yeah.
It's just that, like, I don't know. Thought I'd get more out of Billie Eilish the second time around. You know.
Yeah. It's always so weird how like they blow up, like especially with like Olivia Rodrigo, like because like I remember hearing about the driver's license song, and being like, who the fuck? Like it was like biggest song in the world, driver's license. I was like,
When? How?
When? Like who the fuck? And then you wait a couple weeks later, and then you're like, people are like, yo, that driver's license, baby, and I'm like,
That shit slap.
What? Like what the fuck? Yeah, I listened to it once, and I mean, well, I don't know. It just, you know, it's pop music.
Yeah,
which
and you gotta have a distinct taste for pop music to enjoy any of the things I'm talking about right now.
Right.
But yeah, see, like,
so you think Billie Eilish just went more pop, basically?
Because
like she wasn't
to a degree
distinctly pop before. I feel like she was always categorizes that, but like
it was like a weird alternative.
It was
type.
a weird, and I mean her last album. This album is listed as alternative.
Oh, yeah, there you go. I mean, I don't know. I guess maybe I need to give it another listen through. Haley's Comet, that's a really good song. I liked that a lot. And then I listened to NDA and Therefore I Am, because those were singles released prior to the... And I liked those a lot. So maybe I'm discrediting those too. But,
yeah,
like, Therefore I Am, that shit bops.
Okay.
I'm not your friend... or anything, damn. You think that you're the man. I think, therefore, I am.
Damn.
That shit slap. But I just, on the whole, expected more. I got a similar review from Emily after she'd listened to it, so I felt a little reassured in that. I was like a person who is like, I am a fan of Billie Eilish, even was like, I don't know.
Yeah, right.
So I was like, okay, cool.
Okay. That's dope.
But yeah, so it was an overall good weekend for music. Couple hang-ups, but all in all, good weekend for music.
Yeah, no, I think there was a lot of good music to come out too. I don't know how I didn't catch those. I don't know how do like people like normally find out about music. I don't.
No, here's the thing: is that like I think back to high school and like I like searched for release dates. It was like
That's
I wanted
true.
to know.
Yeah.
I wanted to know when stuff was dropping. I was ready for it when it dropped, and like I was pretty much every Thursday night at 11 p.m. I was probably listening to a new album.
Yeah.
And then at some point I was just kind of like, I'm good. I have so much time to listen to any music ever.
Right. Like I have other things that I could be doing with this time.
Yeah.
I'd rather do that.
Yeah. It's frankly where I was at.
Yeah.
And so I found out about Bobby Tarantino like on Drop Friday. Found out on like
Logic,
Sunday.
Man. And I saw that he released Young Sinatra collection or something like that. I think it's his old mixtape songs. Like he's putting them on. Did you see that?
I did not.
It's,
see if one of us gets it, the other didn't.
Yeah.
It's kind of how it works with
Young
Logic.
Sinatra collection volume 1. Like it has all I do is the first song on there. You remember all I do? That was like his first big song, wasn't it?
Yeah. Young Sinatra collection volume 1. Okay.
And I know some of these I like. Like I think Relaxation is good. I just haven't listened to those mixtapes in so long, but I fucked with those mixtapes.
Oh
like,
yeah, like I mean, catch me 2015 through 2014 even through 2016. Bro, you're hard pressed to find someone who's fucking with Logic more than me at that time.
Yeah. Logic was hard. Like I don't know. I felt like it was nice to see him like come up. You know what I mean? Like it was really cool.
Well, because like he did have a blow up.
Yeah.
At one point, like I think it was around. I mean, Under Pressure was big. And that got him huge. But then The Incredible True Story, it felt like he just elevated to a different level in terms of fame.
Exactly. And he hasn't been able to really do that between albums again. Like have like a consecutive effort like Under Pressure back into The Incredible True Story.
Well, and I mean,
Because like you'll put out a project that we're like, it's all right.
Well, you
and
remember
then we'll put out
what his
project and we're
last
like,
you remember the last like mainstream effort of Logic's?
Everybody?
1-800. That
yeah.
And ever since then, he's not been able to break the ceiling in terms of like popularity. It's like that happened, and nobody's given a fuck since.
Yeah, nobody's really cared. But it's probably because of that album, I think. Like,
it is because of that album.
Like,
I mean, that had some it had two good songs. Mm-hmm. It had that one, which was a good song, and Black Spider-Man, and that was pretty much it.
But the album wasn't. I was just weird thinking about even listening to it because it's like the songs were so not awful that they weren't good.
No, yeah, like that. It's a wild album because I wouldn't necessarily define it as a bad
album. Like the songs weren't bad.
It's just that like with the concept he was posing, what? How did you come to this? That's just frankly where I was at. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I was just like, it's just something about it just doesn't slap. I don't know. I don't know where I could play this at, Logic. Like, I'm not lying. Like,
well, and like, I'll never forget the first time that I listened to that, and he had that 1-800 song on it. That was a single, and then he has that song with Juicy J, where he yells, "Kill yourself," and it's like,
yo, I remember that.
What are you doing?
And then he has J. Cole on there for 30 seconds.
Oh, yeah, he was like, everybody listen to the absolute end. All the way to the end. The last song is like 10 minutes
like
or
iPhone
something.
Recorded verse from J. Cole.
It's just not as
after like 6 minutes of instrumental.
12-minute song.
Yeah, after like 6 minutes of instrumental.
Bro, I mean, it's just an Ansel Elgort feature, which is just aged like fucking milk.
Yo,
the only feature on that album I was hyped. I mean, I was hyped for Juicy J. Juicy J is usually a dope feature.
Juicy J is.
Yeah. I mean, he also had Black Thought and Chuck D on that song called America. Mm-hmm. He had Killer Mike on track 3, Confess, and then didn't have him rap. He had him give a sermon, and like, cool. But like, fuck, you put featuring Killer Mike?
Yeah.
I'm expecting a verse from Killer Mike.
I'm expecting a verse full 100%. Like, what are you even doing? I don't really... Yeah, I don't know. I just... He had, like, America wasn't bad either. Oh, fuck. I forgot what he even named that J. Cole song.
Africarian. I mean,
what, bro? Featuring Neil deGrasse Tyson, and then you forget to put on the J. Cole feature.
How about
like, who did this man think he was?
Well, I think he was surprising everybody was the goal by not listing the feature.
Well, yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, like, with all the
4
features
years after
in
fact.
general, he's like, I'm gonna get Killer Mike, I'm gonna get Ansel Elgort, I'm gonna get Black Thought, I'm gonna get Chuck D, I'm gonna get Juicy J, I'm gonna get Alicia Cara, I'm gonna get
Khalid.
Fucking Neil deGrasse Tyson on my album.
I'm gonna bury J. Cole though.
I'm gonna bury J. Cole.
12 minutes into a song. Do you remember "Take It Back"? This is probably my least favorite song from that album. Looking back, take it back, take it way, way back, take it way, way back to the first.
That was on the ad, wasn't? Or like the preview video. You remember that?
Oh yeah.
Put on there?
I don't know. I think the song slapped. And
I thought it slapped
too.
too.
The content is like cool.
Yeah,
it's just like. It really is his flow. Like, it is the fact that so many basic-ass white rappers have bitten it and replicated it that now I am just cold on it. Like, I just can't listen to him.
No, definitely. It's like... I was just
take it way back to the first white man at the very moment when they looked around and said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna steal this land." See, dope subject matter.
Everybody want to tell me what I am. Nah, you ain't black. You motherfucker. We forget this. He talked about this on most songs, I think.
How he was, how nobody accepted
you ain't
him.
black. You a motherfucking white boy. Shut your mouth. Do it right, boy. Alright, boy, man. Why you such a hype boy? Why he's gonna talk about being black skin too white, nigga? Fuck that. Everything you talk about, cut that. The door you trying to open, you can shut that. Grip the gat. Yeah, that's how I'm a buck back.
And that's another thing too that I've come to kind of be like. When I was in high school, I was like obsessed with that syllability. Yeah. Like that was like, oh, if you could do that, that song was hard. Yeah. I'm impressed. Now, I care less about that, especially if you're throwing a bunch of random words in there to make it sound like that.
Right, exactly.
And I get that's what you have to do if you're going to do that. There's too many. Yeah. There's it's too difficult to not just throw in sometimes random little phrases into the middle of it just to make it. Get the gat to go with the you know.
Later on, he says, "I got the gift to gab for show. Will I have to get the gat? No. Yes, I got to gift to gab for show. But will I have to? But will have to.
Oh my god! I remember why I don't like. I remember why I didn't like Killing Spree with Ansel Elgort. Do you remember that song?
No.
Ass, titties, pussy, money, weed. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember now.
Everywhere I look at Killing Spree, all the things they wanted me to be is all the things that I turned out to be. Ass, pussy, ass, titties, pussy, money, weed.
Oh, shit, yeah. That was so weird. Like, yeah, and honestly, the beats were not great. Like, I remember the beats being so. Like, I was like, it's like...
That
it's
really
put
was...
together well, but it doesn't sound great.
It's an interesting, because isn't this one, am I tripping when I say this album was produced, like, didn't this song have songs produced by No ID?
Yeah, I think so, actually. I do think so.
Because usually he has 40 producing. Or not 40. Is that what he... 6.
Yeah, 6.
I always forget because 40 is Drake's producer and 6 is Logic's, even though 6 is also something Drake says. So it all just was all very confusing to me for a very long time.
Oh yeah, and then on Anxiety, I'm gonna get up in your mind right now, make you feel like dying right now. I'm gonna make you pray to God, to the good old Lord for a sign right now. I'm gonna get up in your mind right now. I'm gonna make you feel like dying right now.
I get that he's rapping from the point of anxiety,
but it's like
it's a funny concept.
Why does it seem like you and Anxiety are buddy?
Nah, yeah. I mean, and what's funny is at this point, I just most of the time, any hate I give Logic for any song at this point is just because I find him
he's funny.
Just ceaselessly corny.
He's funny, like he's genuinely funny. He's just funny.
He's just funny.
Like, I don't know. It's just like something about his career trajectory and like his ability to just like, I don't know, say too much. Like literally, like that's what Logic like kind of just did at a point, was just he just kept talking, and I was like, wait, I want a little more suspense.
Isn't that like ultimately
bro, shut your mouth. I don't even really want to know every single view of yours.
And I mean, that's actually a really good point, because like, I think to all the artists that, you know, people love. Mm-hmm. Like, I mean, you got Isaiah Rashad, who we've talked about today, doesn't say a fucking word.
Say shit.
Kendrick Lamar doesn't say a fucking word. J. Cole rarely
says shit.
Frank Ocean doesn't say a word. Tyler, the Creator, talks a whole bunch of shit, but he doesn't
really say shit.
Doesn't really
himself.
say shit.
Like,
yeah,
he's like just kind of talking about.
He's just talking.
Profession.
Yeah.
Logic's like, I'm black, man. I need people to know that I'm part black. This music is outlet. I'm part black.
Logic was in Rick and Morty. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do.
All the bitches come around for a noob. his dick gets more bitches than YouTube.
Which I like those. I like when he does cool stuff like that. Like, I feel like he did have a pulse on the culture that was like really positive, and like he could do like cool stuff like writing that book was cool. Writing Supermarket was awesome. But like, yeah, I don't know, bro. You got to pick. Like, you got to pick what you're gonna do. Stick to it. Get really good at it. 10,000 hours. You can't be great at everything. It's okay. The gaming didn't work out.
Like, I feel wrong saying that, though, because I appreciate when a creative embraces all these different sorts of creative outlets.
That's true.
However, if you're not making anything great in any of those outlets, and you're just making stuff that's all right in all of them,
you're just making stuff because you can, and you have some sort of fan base.
Yeah.
I'm just less likely to appreciate it after a while.
Exactly.
Which is, like, why he's right when he says, I have to rap for people to care, but it's because,
you were a rapper.
You were a rapper. Your fan base is rap fans. Like, that's the thing that they all have in common. Like, you can go do whatever the heck else, but before you were, like, really good at those things, you will not be as good at those things as you are at rapping because you were really good at rapping.
And you have some of the most supportive fans in the world.
Oh, yeah,
Logic.
definitely.
However, a lot of rap fans just don't like reading books.
Right.
A lot of music fans don't like gaming. It's just part of it. Like, you have all these ventures, and like, he probably expects big numbers in anything he does.
Uh-huh.
It's just that, like, I mean, you're gonna get big numbers. You're Logic. You're famous.
Yeah,
but like, probably not to the degree you want.
Yeah, right. And it's like, when you want to do something, like, first of all, like, it has to be something that your fan base will appreciate. Like, when A$AP Rocky goes and does a fashion show for Dior, like, that's him, like, learning about something that he is interested in, while at the same time doing something that will be, like, respected by his fan base or whatever. And at the same time, he'll come out with his own clothes, but it's not like he's, like, gonna stop making music and just become, like, a fashion designer, because he understands. And even A$AP Rocky said that on songs before, like, I'm still a rapper. Like, I did the clothes shit for a little bit, but I'm still a rapper. Like, what?
When we go get another A$AP Rocky
That's
project,
what I'm
bro?
saying.
I mean, because was the last one Testing?
Yeah.
And bro, Testing aged like fine wine.
Fine
bro.
wine.
Like,
bro.
that
I
shit
still
is
go back to Testing.
good.
And people really don't go back to Testing.
Not nearly enough.
No.
Like, that, it has its songs, like, that get their revisits. Like, I think ASAP Forever probably is still one of his more popular ones.
Yeah. I used to watch
No
that video
Sleep.
all the time. Yeah. No Sleep. Purity.
Or Fuck Sleep.
Fuck Sleep. Yeah, Fuck Sleep. Purity.
Shit.
What's the name of that
good
song?
Ones.
There was a God damn it. Hold on.
Here, I'm looking it up now. Tony Tone.
Tony
Praise
Tone.
the Lord. Buckshots, Guns and Butter. OG Beeper. 143rd. Kids Turned Out Fine. Black
Kids
Tux.
Turned Out Fine. That's what I was
Kids
thinking of.
Turned Out Fine, bro.
Fine, bro. That shit. Oh, yeah.
No, that's like a front to back.
It was a good ass.
No, like, I look back on that now and I'm like, oh, that could be a classic for my money.
Yeah,
and I'm not with the whole
right.
Anyone, like, a classic has to be a collective idea. I think you can have your personal classics. I think that's okay.
You can definitely, like, Sun's Tirade is a classic for me.
Oh, I'm with that.
Easy. Like, no question about it. Like, Sun's Tirade is a classic. But it's also, like, when we're talking about Isaiah Rashad, like, he can't, I mean, he could. But most people just don't make classics back to back. You know what I mean? Like, it's like
just not something that happens.
Like,
a lot. Even Kendrick Lamar had Untitled Unmastered in between To Pimp a Butterfly and Damn.
I don't know. Untitled Unmastered. That's what I'm saying. Not easy.
He did have Good Kid, Mad
think
City.
Kendrick did
he did have Good Kid,
Mad
Mad
to back classics.
back to back to back to back classics. Because Good Kid, Mad City, into To Pimp a Butterfly.
But Section 82 though.
I mean,
He might
goddamn.
be just like.
And then if you want, like, the Black Panther soundtrack. If we want to take it all the way back to C4.
Kendrick Lamar EP.
I used to want to be like Michael Jordan.
Yeah. I mean, Kendrick is a different beast. I guess a better example is like
No, yeah, like it is hard to go like, oh, you mean the best rapper of all time? Like, of course he dropped back-to-back classics.
it's a back-to-back.
I mean, I'd argue Tyler's dropped 3 in a row.
I would argue too.
J. Cole probably had a run there.
Well, what's the name of the I can't think of the name of the album after 2014 Force was dropped.
For Your Eyes Only.
For Your Eyes Only, yeah. Like For Your Eyes Only is a good album, not a classic in J. Cole's book. You know,
it's fair. Yeah.
And then, I don't know. Kendrick is fire, bro. Like,
no, like every time I think about it, it's just that like, oh, that's why it's like undoubtedly like I got to, like there was a certain point in my life where I was like all the way. Not that I thought J. Cole was better than Kendrick, but that J. Cole and Kendrick went back and forth as my favorite. Like whoever had dropped was probably my favorite at the time. There came a point where I was like, nah. It's just Kendrick. Like Kendrick really is
Kendrick
just my favorite. It's like because J. Cole's a different beast, different animal too. He's harder than most.
Yeah.
Kendrick is just that different. He's just,
Superman. Like it's like, all right, well they might give him a tough fight, but he's gonna win
every time.
He's gonna win
every time.
He's gotta win. Like he's One Punch Man. Like
it's the bottom line. Like. There isn't a single artist that I think is guaranteed to make your song better the way he is.
I just need, once I think he might do another feature run before he like drops again. So whenever we get those start getting a couple features.
Because I mean, we got plenty of features. Did we get features between To Pimp a Butterfly and Damn?
Yeah, we did. Because we got that Rich the Kid song.
Oh, yeah. That was like the same year as Damn though, because he like recycled that verse for the Black Panther. The big shot.
Oh yeah, he did.
Butterfinger inside.
So Black Panther came out like January or December.
February.
It came out in February
2018.
Oh shit, I thought it came out way before the movie.
No, they went all in. They said Black History Month.
So February, and then Damn comes out that same year, right? 2017.
It came out 2017.
Black Panther came out 2016?
2018.
28? Oh, shit. So Damn already been out.
Damn had been out for a while.
So he did Damn and then Black Panther. That was the last thing he did. But
Damn. He must have been busy. Making Damn and then probably getting to work on a movie soundtrack pretty soon after because, I mean, they released that before the movie came out. So, like... Okay, he can take a couple years off. That's dope.
Yeah, he can take a couple. That would just be such a cool way to live. Like you can like just do this really massively big thing and then just chill for a couple years. A couple years, not even be in public.
Well, and that's the bewildering part. Right. Is that like he did the PG Lang thing? We don't even really know what the fuck that is.
Yeah, we don't.
But other than that, he's just doing what like normal people do in their free time.
That's what I'm saying. What if people like Kendrick and J. Cole and like Frank Ocean, what if they are literally like the example of a normal fucking person who got mega famous, and like when they pop out for like a month, 2 months, 3 months to roll out their music, and then like another like 3, 4, maybe like up to 6 months to tour or something like that, and then take off 2 years. Maybe that's just them like going back to their regular life. Like,
I forget that 2020 doesn't really count.
Yeah, right.
Like there's the possibility Kendrick would have been doing shit.
That's true.
But it's not profitable at that point.
Yeah. But like, think about how cool it would be to just like make enough money and like those short spurts of like productivity and creativity, and then just like after that you can just kind of be like, nah, I'm just gonna chill for
really
a while, do anything.
Yeah. Kendrick's just a different beast though.
Kendrick is a different beast.
but at least we got Isaiah Rashad to hold us over for a little bit.
We do. I was satisfied with the Top Dog contributions.
Oh, yeah. And I'll always be satisfied with the Top Dog contributions. I mean, you got SZA and J-Rock on this album. I mean, hopefully that's a little bit of a... They're usually pretty good about having that kind of sequenced.
Yeah.
I don't know, like the feature on the most recent Top Dog album is probably coming up. I wouldn't be surprised if we get another SZA.
I wouldn't be either.
Within the next, maybe even before the end of 2021.
I kind of want another Schoolboy Q album too.
I know I need a little bit of compensation for Crash Talk. It wasn't bad.
That's true.
Brad,
it just wasn't. It wasn't that.
You made Blank Face LP.
Yeah.
I know you got more in you than Crash Talk.
Yeah, Crash Talk was a little, and like I like how like he was like after that talking about like when that album was coming out, like like I was feeling pressure to go commercial and all that, and I was like, then you made your most commercial album yet. Like it just sounds too industry. Schoolboy Q is not an industry rapper.
Nah, he got to do what he's, and like I gotta wonder who he was feeling that pressure from.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, because Blank Face LP, I know it didn't get a lot of pop appeal. Like
but
popular
that shit got
appeal.
a lot of like.
It got nominated for Rap Album of the Year. It was like critically, people acknowledged this was a great fucking album.
Yeah, right. It was.
So like, what was he? What were you tripping on? I mean, it is what it is. We all feel our pressures, be it if we put it on ourselves or if someone else is putting them on us. But it is what it is. I mean, Schoolboy Q's, he's done some great shit too.
Schoolboy Q,
it has been 5 years since he did a great thing.
Yeah,
for my money, you know what I'm saying? Blank Face LP was 5 years ago. But before that,
fuck, 5 years.
5 years since Blank Face LP.
I was in a whole different stage of my life.
Yeah, like completely different stage of life. You had Oxymoron before that in 2014 with Collard Greens and Studio and Man of the Year. Like he's had pop hits.
Yeah, right. Like we're starting to I don't know, like in not too long people won't really know the music that we talk about.
Like we'll keep talking about the shit we like.
Yeah.
It will not be the most popular shit out anymore. No. It already is like arguably
not that popular.
Like Isaiah Rashad, I haven't seen any numbers on how The House Is Burning is doing.
Yeah, me either. Have you heard about the DaBaby shit?
I don't know what I've seen the fallout. I, for the life of me, cannot find what started it.
I think he literally said, like, on stage, he was doing, because I saw this, like, video where he was like, I'm an entertainer. It was a call to respond. I wasn't ranting. I said, if you don't got AIDS, put your flashlight in the air. If you wasn't sucking in the parking lot, put your flashlights in the air. It's like, it's a call to respond. I'm interacting with my crowd. And you know why? Because none of my fans got AIDS. I just can't help but think about the tweet I saw that was like, this is really like a line from a Boondocks episode.
It is.
Like, what is going on here?
Nah, like...
What you mean if you don't got AIDS?
Well, and see, like, it's got to be more to it than that. Like, more than just my fans don't have AIDS. Because I'm seeing a lot of shit about how it was homophobic.
Well, I think they're saying that
I found the exact quote.
Okay.
This is from DaBaby. At Rolling Loud. If you didn't show up today with HIV, AIDS, or any of them deadly sexual transmitted disease that'll make you die in 2 to 3 weeks, then put your cell phone lighter up. Ladies, if your pussy smell like water, put your cell phone lighter up. Fellas, if you ain't sucking dick in the parking lot, put your cell phone lighter up. So... That is expressly homophobic.
That is expressly
that is like he's saying, like, if you are not gay, you can be here.
Yeah, exactly. But it's like I'm saying, like they'll say some out of pocket shit and like not realizing that like the world outside of where you're from, it's not like that. It's not really like, especially not at Rolling Loud. Like,
and it has been wild to see like the support of DaBaby too.
Yeah, he's huge. Like he got a song with fucking Dua Lipa.
Yeah, it's pretty but like it was a comment from Boozy Badass yesterday. And
what did he say? I saw that.
He says something about how they come in too hard for DaBaby. You got to let him do him. Y'all forcing it on these kids. In 10 years, it won't be normal for someone to be straight. So, I was like, oh, that's also really homophobic.
But it's Boosie. Like, we know what type of shit he's gonna say, right?
No,
like,
and that's what's crazy is like he's foolproof at this point. Like,
yeah,
bro won't get canceled because he's already said all the shit that would get him canceled, and his fan base is his fan base.
Well, yeah. I don't know if I showed you that video, but there's a really good video I found on YouTube about Kanye, Tyler, and 50 Cent. And it's like a study into how to become uncancelable. And essentially, it's by continuing to say the things that, like, people get canceled for.
Just continue to
and
just
not
keep saying
caring
them.
Because you have something else to like, show for your work. And also, it's not as, I don't know. Well, so with Tyler and Kanye, the way that they posed it was like, okay, it's also not as simple as, like, the things that they are saying are obviously, like, at a point were or are misguided, but it's like they acknowledge that at the same time. And then they were like, 50 Cent just don't give a fuck.
50 Cent does not give a fuck.
50 Cent has said some crazy shit.
Yeah, 50 Cent has said some fuck shit. I also saw a tweet yesterday that was like, it's crazy seeing the way they come for DaBaby when like Eminem didn't get canceled for the same shit.
Yeah.
It's like, I agree, because Eminem is obviously still a big name.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, Eminem was a public menace at one point. People hated Eminem. Yeah. Like, that was like, that's like, you are clearly younger than 25.
Yeah.
Like, and I say that as someone who's younger than 25, but knowing Eminem's history, that guy, people hated him. Yeah. Like, it was like bro, and he did exactly what you just talked about. He kept saying the shit that would get him canceled. And therefore, it was just like, it's just something Eminem does.
And I mean, think about who Eminem was rolling with. Like 50 Cent, Dr. Dre. People who are essentially uncancelable. Dr. Dre can do some fuck shit and nobody would really care. Like,
probably.
It's Dr. Dre.
Yeah. It's just, there's a certain level of fame that's just like, and like, I know DaBaby was getting dropped from all these festivals and stuff, but like, this ain't the end of his career.
No.
Nah, like,
but he's gotta watch out, because it's like, it was a very highly publicized thing this time around. Like, people are like, it's gonna stick, because it's like, you gotta recognize too, though, that like, becoming a Kanye West, a 50 Cent, is very hard, because they come out of an era where
blowing up
wasn't really a thing like that, and people just didn't really know about like every little thing they said at every performance ever.
Yeah.
Like,
that's very true.
And like
the fact that everybody's got a cell phone at every concert there is, artists now more than ever have to watch what the fuck they say on stage, which I hadn't considered. It's fucking hilarious.
No doubt crazier shit has been said at a concert.
100%. I do think this warrants the outrage it's gotten. Obviously, it is extraordinarily homophobic.
You cannot be saying this.
Hey, he basically said, "Hey, dudes, if you're not gay, put your lighters up." Like, what?
You can't be saying that shit, bro. I get it though. Most of his fan base probably is not gay, but I'm sure there are gay people in his fan base.
Well, I saw some shit the other day too that was like,
definitely not gay. His fan base.
No, yeah, if you like, ain't no reason to do that to yourself.
music's not that good anyway.
He's not good.
I listened to DaBaby before he blew up. That's one of the like few artists in my life that I was actually onto like a year before they were really popular. And it's like he had that, I can't even remember the name of it now, but he had an album with the orange cover that my cousin showed me.
Oh yeah.
And I listened to that a bunch, and I would like show people and be like, "Oh, this is hard" or whatever. And then he blew up, and then he released the. What song did DaBaby blow up on? I can't even remember now. He's had so many. Like
Suge?
He's had so many. Was it Suge?
Know what I want? Suge. Yeah, yeah.
Yo, CEO. Yeah, it is definitely Suge. That was only in 2019. Jesus. Huh?
I don't know. I mean, DaBaby's got his thing.
Oh,
You know.
he released another album.
Did he?
My Brother's Keeper. Oh, that was in 2020. I didn't even know that. Okay, so it was a Blank Blank. That was the one, 2018. Blank Blank was really good. I fucked with that. It was only like 10 minutes, 25 minutes, 10 songs, 25 minutes.
But nah, yeah. See, here's the thing for me, is I was already not fucking with DaBaby. He said some homophobic shit. Now it's fuck DaBaby, and I don't have to change anything about what I do.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Pretty much.
All it is it's changed from I don't fuck with DaBaby. You're just removing the I don't with.
He dropped 2 albums in 2020.
Now it's just fuck DaBaby.
Yeah, he's been on 2 albums a year for a while.
Did you know his thing? Did you see the video of him just like walking around in a diaper?
Yeah.
Like he used to do that?
Yeah.
Like that was part of his gimmick?
Yeah.
That's really bold.
Yeah, I mean, he has an album called Baby Talk 5, so he made 5 Baby Talks.
Oh, god damn.
I don't know where the other 4 Baby Talks are. They're not on Apple Music, but I could see it, yeah.
I don't know what warranted this tweet. I'm assuming I saw some shit that like DaBaby didn't know who Questlove was.
What?
And someone tweeted like, "Go listen to one DaBaby song. Tell me, does this sound like a man who listens to Roots?"
No.
And it's like, okay.
Fair.
It's like,
Fair.
all right.
And you're only speaking the truth. That's all you can do. Like, I don't. It's DaBaby. Like, it's DaBaby. Like, DaBabies make the same sounds. DaBaby makes the same sounds.
It's true. Every time.
The same sound all the time.
But goddamn, man. Goddamn.
Well, it's been nice out here.
It has been nice out here. Maybe we wrap it up. We're on an hour and 40 now.
Are we?
We are.
Wow.
Yeah, it's because we're outside that this is flying right
Yeah,
by.
wow.
Yeah, this is just cozy.
We talked about music for way too long.
No, yeah, here's the thing. We finished the Rick and Morty segment at like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So we've been talking about music for an hour and 10 minutes.
Well, I guess that's a good catching up on music.
I guess it is too. I mean, we do it every few weeks, but
yeah, right.
Sometimes you just have to. I'll be making some edits there. Because there was a point there where we were incredibly misinformed about what DaBaby said and forming opinions based on it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go cut that out. However, Rick and Morty talk was fun. This music shit was fun. What should the title of this episode be? Isaiah Rashad, Rick and Morty? Continue the series?
Yeah. Or we could just throw them off and name it like DaBaby Talk.
DaBaby Talk. And they'll be like, they haven't mentioned DaBaby once, and I'm an hour and 15 minutes into
I've listened to podcasts like that, though. I've listened to a ton of, $1 Million Worth of Game. Have you heard of that podcast?
Yeah.
Those dudes, they're first of all, they're hilarious. You should check them out. They're very funny. But they'll name their episode. Like one time they named an episode how Gillian Wallow started, like the two hosts.
Yeah.
And then they never talked about how they started. Like I was just like, what the fuck? And then another time they were like, reparations, and I was like, oh, interesting. And they talk about reparations for like 5 minutes. It was just like, there's a bill, and they're like, yeah, man, we need our reparations.
Maybe we name this like maybe we name this like Billie Eilish. Like, we talked about that for like 3 minutes.
Okay, yeah. Or what's another obscure thing that we discussed?
Did we? Well, What was something that we mentioned in like the introduction that we just never touched on again? Oh, you know what? I'll finish it off here. This is how I'll cap off the episode. Me and Emily finished Game of Thrones.
Shit, okay.
She was rightfully disdainful
Mm-hmm.
Initially.
Mm-hmm.
Because on first watch, I too was disdainful.
Yeah.
I can say, on rewatch, tons better.
Okay.
Tons better.
Well, you know what's coming, you know?
Exactly. It's the expectations, it's the hype. You're expecting these huge things to happen. And getting to rewatch the whole series, spoilers alert for Game of Thrones, all the way through. If you listen to this point, leave. and you don't want to know Game of Thrones spoilers. Get the fuck out of here. But yeah, so knowing that Jon, and like this is clear throughout your first watch, but knowing Jon ends up north of the Wall, knowing that the entire time that's all he ever wanted, it makes it a lot sweeter. It also makes you realize this man was not happy once after Ygritte died. That was it for him. Never again was he satisfied, and very temporarily with Daenerys, but
interesting.
Never happy.
Didn't even think about that.
No, never happy after Ygritte dies.
Wow.
Another thing, knowing Arya kills the Night King. We knew that would make her arc a lot sweeter just because, she's been training to be this assassin all her life. Of course, that makes sense. Going back and watching it, though, it's like, this might be the best arc in the entire show.
It's the most consistent, like, most compact arc. Like, she, like, literally from the beginning, it's like she set out to do something. Like,
this was her mission.
You don't know what it is, but you figure it out. Because I remember thinking that on many occasions. Like, where is Arya's story going? Like, everyone else is having things happen to them. Arya's just kind of, like,
and it
meandering.
Being completed by her killing the Night King and then being like, fuck this place. I'm going to keep traveling the world because I'm the only one here who has. I love that. That's dope. Knowing Sansa ends up Queen in the North. Honestly, even on first watch, hers was probably the only storyline that I was like, that is perfect.
And the back end of the show? And the back end of the show, they actually do a really good job with the Stark sisters.
Oh, yeah, 100%. I mean, and then Daenerys. That's the only one that's still a little tough, just because, like, no matter what, that needed more time.
Yeah.
Just that development, her descent into madness. No matter how much you see it coming, it's still kind of like, she flipped a switch fast,
right?
Because she's really, really. I mean, like, obviously she does, like Tyrion says in the finale. You know, she burns slavers and Yunkai. Who can blame her? You know, they're terrible fucking people. Like, who's gonna care?
Yeah.
We cheer her on for it when she commits these atrocities, but they're against terrible people, so who can be mad? Then when she's realized, you know, like, okay, well, this is just what I have to do.
Yeah.
It's just really sudden.
Yeah.
However, on rewatch, even it makes more sense. And I tried my best with Emily to place some serious emphasis on those terrible things along the way.
Right.
Just so, like, when that happened, it wasn't so flooring, but it started happening, and she goes, what the fuck?
Yeah, what the fuck is going on?
She was like, is she just... And, like, because it starts and she's burning soldiers, and then it's like a really... Like, obviously she does the whole... She gets real fired up, breathing heavy, like she's done. She's officially about to lose it. You can't really tell at first, though, that she's just going to go for citizens. And then she starts burning citizens, and first time I watched, I know I went, is she just... Oh. Yeah, she's just...
Burning everyone.
Oh.
If you live here, it doesn't matter.
Yo, yeah, like tens of thousands dead. And watching Jon be like, all right, I was already kind of out on this. This just really affirms it.
Yeah.
And then him having to kill Dany, very, very... It's a much, much cooler storyline, knowing that that's like what it was headed to. Like, ultimately, these two people from opposite ends of the world, one engulfed in fire, one engulfed in ice at one point. They're going to come together. You're going to figure out one of them's a Targaryen, and he's going to kill her. With good reason.
It's such an interesting storyline. Like, I did not expect it to end the way that it did, and I think that is deserving of its own bit of appreciation.
One thing I will say I think they could have done better. When they do sentence Jon Snow, and they're like, you're going to go live out your life at the Night's Watch. I think they all knew what that meant. I think they all knew this means you're going north of the wall with Tormund and not coming back.
Yeah.
I wish the siblings at least would have let that on a little more. Like,
Yeah.
I wish they would have, like, known, like, and, like, been like, you're doing, like, gave him a little wink or something. Like, you'll be fine. Like, we know what's coming for you, and we know it's just the last thing that'll make you happy.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
And I don't know, just them not even really, like, on rewatch, it really seems like they all are like, yep, we're sending you to go be a like, go work for the Night's Watch again.
Yeah.
So,
and honestly, that's what he wanted.
It's what he wanted from the start, you know.
Yeah.
He wanted to be a Night's Watchman. He realized what it was. He went north of the wall, found out, oh, this is what I want.
Yeah.
And then he could never be satisfied in Westeros again.
He wants to be free.
You got too much of the north in you. The real north.
Wait, wasn't that so? Let me remember the end of Jon Snow's story. He comes back and then he's made Lord Commander again. Then he gives it away and then leaves, right?
No.
Oh, he gave his life. Wait, no.
So
that was the first time he walked away.
Yes.
From
So he, after he came back to life in
Yeah.
season 5 or in season 6, he gives his Lord Commander's cloak to Dolores Ed, who's like, "I'm not gonna lead the." And he looks around and he's like, "Oh shit."
Yeah.
I am definitely the most competent person left here. That's sad.
Yeah.
I guess I'll do it.
Yeah.
And him becoming a White Walker sucked. Like,
Yeah.
that was like, damn.
Yeah.
He'd been fighting the White Walker since season 1.
Since
and then
season 1.
Then he was a White Walker. That just kind of sucks. But then, when, like, you know, he kills Dany, Grey Worm, for some reason, has a hold on the city. And he's like, well, that's not good enough. He killed Daenerys. Like, he needs to be punished for this.
Yeah.
And they're like, we'll send him north. We'll send him to the Night's Watch. He gets to the Night's Watch. They open the gate. Tormund and Ghost are there for him on the other side, and they just immediately walk through the wall. Like, those two and all the wildlings. Like, all the wildlings are with him, and they're like here to welcome him back and to take him north. Like, that was always the plan when he got there. It just didn't seem like a lot of other people were in on it.
Okay. I don't think I even caught that the first time. I remember it feeling very inconclusive. Like, he just kind of walked off. And I was like, well, is he in the Night's Watch or not?
And it on rewatch, it's all the more clear that, like, he's just going north. That's
just going north.
It's like he's done. He's
so
going north of the wall.
they never said that he was going to the Night's Watch, though.
No, they did.
They did? Okay.
They were like, we're sentencing you to the Night's Watch. You will give your life, and you will not be able to have a house, kids, da-da-da-da-da. And he's like, there's still a Night's Watch?
Why? Like, why? Literally, we know what the threat was.
And I think that would have been the perfect moment for Tyrion to kind of be like give him a little bit of a knowing glance. Like, no, there's not. We're letting you go north of the fucking wall. Yeah. You know, like something like that.
Oh,
but
so there was nobody even stationed at the Night's Watch.
There was like people.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, no, the Night's Watch isn't really a thing anymore. Mm-hmm. It's just kind of, it's been, the White Walkers don't even exist. You made peace with the wildlings. Why do we need a Night's Watch?
That's true.
The wall's been torn asunder in one spot.
Yeah. Damn, yeah. Interesting. Maybe, yeah, I don't know. When are they coming out with those new series?
Next spring.
Next spring.
The prequel, House of Dragon, will be releasing early 2022. I'm guessing that'll probably be April, May.
Yeah. Like
they did with all the other seasons.
Yeah.
And then I'm also thinking that they've got like 4 animated shows in the works.
Really?
Like
Game of Thrones?
They are going all in. Like, HBO is like, this is the universe we're going to build out. This is like Disney got Marvel, all this other shit. Like, and technically they have DC because
I'm interested if people will still be excited for it at this point. Like, it's so long after, and season 8 was such a disappointment to fans. Like, I wonder if they'll still be excited about it.
That's why now, like, I'm thankful we got this even bigger gap. Like, that probably would have came for us either this year or last year, even if the pandemic never happened.
Yeah.
And because of the reception of season 8, they were like, oh, fuck. We've got to put out the perfect thing to get us back in the game. Like, we cannot fuck this up, because if we do, nobody will ever come back for a Game of Thrones thing again.
Yeah.
Because we've already fucked up monstrously, according to them.
Uh-huh.
So I'm confident that this is gonna hit all the right spots.
Yeah.
And given that it will be, at that point, 3 years after the fact, I'm thinking most people will be ready to give it another shot. Like, they'll have let the... Because if they had turned around, gone 2019, nobody would have watched it.
Yeah, nobody.
The way that Star Wars fandom was, like... And I mean, not all the fandom. I liked The Last Jedi. But a lot of people didn't like The Last Jedi, and Solo suffered for it. Because Solo came out 6 months later, didn't get shit at the box office, and now we won't get a Solo 2 because of it.
Yeah.
That's why I'm very glad we got this.
Heartbroken
We got
about
this.
that.
Yeah, it sucks. I'm sure it'll
Solo
get revived.
Wasn't
at some
bad
point.
to me. I like Solo.
Oh, it's fucking great. Did
Yeah.
we see that in theaters together?
Yeah,
We did.
the Alamo, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a fucking great movie, and I'm sure they'll follow through somehow. There's supposed to be a Lando series in the works right now, and I don't know if that's Donald Glover or if it's Billy D. Williams.
I don't
they still
think
haven't.
It's going to be Donald Glover.
You don't?
I don't think so. I think I remember seeing that. I don't think Donald Glover has the will or time to work on anything.
Well, he also just got that like $1 billion deal with Amazon or something like that. Like it was like some absurd amount of money. That's like
for what?
To work with them,
On what?
and like TV, movies,
What
anything.
the fuck? That's crazy.
Donald Glover, Amazon. Okay. Obviously, billion was a bit of an exaggeration. It was actually 10 million.
Okay.
Regardless,
$1 billion in our terms.
Yeah, exactly. I was just like, it's $1 billion fucking deal. But yeah, he's just gonna produce a bunch of shit with Amazon.
Huh.
You got the Lord of the Rings series premiering on Amazon next fall. Gonna watch all those movies before then.
Lord of the Rings on Amazon?
Yeah. Like the most expensive series ever. More expensive than Game of Thrones. They're throwing money at it for the visual effects. Like,
Wait, they're doing a new Lord of the Rings?
I don't know if it's like a sequel series or a prequel series or if it's just a reinterpretation of the books.
More Lord of the Rings.
More Lord of the Rings.
Wow.
And I'm interested because I never really got into it. I had to read it for that English class I was talking about at the beginning. And I liked them. So now I'm like, I'll give the movies a shot, and then, and I've heard nothing but good things about the movies, you know. So I'm looking forward to it. Okay, now we're pushing 2 hours. Maybe this is it. Maybe we hop on out.
Yeah.
Game of Thrones and Lord of the Rings talk.
Yeah. For the outro, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the name of the episode.
It'll be Lord of the Rings talk because it was mentioned for 30 seconds. But yeah, this is the 124th episode of the Penny Bloom podcast.
I thought it was 123rd.
No, I thought it was. I checked it again. 124.
Okay.
I was Colton Robertson. I was joined by the magnificent Tavarus Pennington. Thank you for being here.
Oh yeah, of course.
Of course.
Great to be out.
Also want to take this time to announce another little podcast we're going to do. It'll be with Aurora Carter, me and Aurora Carter. We're going to do Mutants Monthly. We'll be doing an X-Men topic every month. It'll be the last Monday of every month. The first one's going to be Professor X versus Magneto. So we're going to put out a nice little watch and reading list. Mm-hmm. You watch all this, read all this. You don't really have to even, but it'll be nice for you to kind of get what we're generally talking about, and that because these will be the focal points of the topic we're discussing. After Professor X versus Magneto, we'll have another one the month after, and another one the month after, and we've got 5 planned out right now, and then we'll just get them executed. So, yeah, that'll be fun. Mutants Monthly. But go to patreon.com/CoroBloom, where you'll find over 15 hours of exclusive content. Recently, we published a 3-hour Patreon Spectacular, in which me, Miles, and Joseph George are waiting for Kyler, who was 2 hours late for a podcast. And then go to Twitter, follow at PennyBloomPod. Go to Instagram, follow at PennyBloomPodcast. And remember, peace, love, and bloom. And always praise Keanu Reeves.
Always.